Hello, everyone. Y'all come on in. Happy Friday. The sun is on me. I'm a different direction, but it's okay. It's all right. We need some vitamin D in our lives, so we're going to get some today. Y'all come on in. I'll give everybody a few seconds to come on in. We are a cool 92 at 6 o'clock here in Georgia. 6 o'clock, 92 degrees. Go figure. I am really glistening, and I just stepped outside. I'll give everybody a chance to come on YouTube and Instagram. We always go live simultaneously on these different channels. So while everybody is coming in, type in the comments. Let me know what you have planned for this weekend. I had to bring out some water just in case I get a little parched here because of 92 degrees. I can't believe it. Spring was just a few days ago. As a matter of fact, spring was 7 days ago, and we're at 92, but it is supposed to cool back down next week. And when I say cool back down now, I'm not talking about like dramatic drop, but I think maybe upper 70s or something like that. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow is supposed to be like between 88 and 90 degrees. And it's 6 o'clock. So I have not been outside all day today. So again, as everyone is coming in on YouTube and Instagram, hello, Carolina Roots. How are you? Type in the comment, type in the chat. What are your plans for this weekend? The reason I wanted to do this live because we have some planting plans this weekend, and I just wanted to come on and just kind of chat with you all for a few minutes. So it is 6:01, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Happy Friday to y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us on this Friday evening. Beautiful weather. Love the time change, but it is hot today. So for all of you on Instagram or YouTube that are new, my name is Ayana of Southern Entertaining, and what we're doing is we want you to just stop imagining about a garden, and we want you to plant one, and we are going to go on this growing journey together. So first and foremost, let's get a couple of things out the way. If you're not on our text list, make sure you text the word "Let's Grow." LETSGROW. I don't know why I always have to like think about that in my head. Text the word "Let's Grow" to 474747. That's "Let's Grow" to 474747. That is going to give you, we're going to tell you when we're going live, when we have specials, when we have giveaways, all of that type of stuff. So make sure you text the word "Let's Grow" to 474747. On Also, if you know somebody who's thinking about gardening this year, or they said they wanted to grow or something like that, make sure not only you like but share this information with them. Tell them about us. We are teaching people how to grow and just grow successfully, and just look at gardening as a therapy and just enjoy the beautiful flowers that nature brings. So make sure you like and you share. Let me look at the chat really quick because I saw some things popping up on both YouTube and Instagram. I got to figure out what. Oh my gosh, the nectarine trees is infested with ants. Is it all over, or are they making ant beds around your trees? Aphids are somewhere. I just Yep, yep. I've heard that when you have a lot of ants, yeah, aphids are somewhere around. Totally understand. We had a, what do you call it, daylily popping up, and I kept looking at it, and it just started emerging from the soil, and it was already like getting infested. So we've been spraying that with insecticidal soap just to see if we can get it up under control. And then after that, we'll go the next step, deep in the soil. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, I agree with you. Aphids are somewhere around, and I'm hoping you can get a hold of it. We had a ant problem last year, and I did the old remedy where they say add grits. That didn't work, but someone told me if you can find, and I'm going to try that this season, if you can find a another ant bed, get some of the ants from that one and put them on the existing one. Something about like competing or fighting for each other, and they'll just kill each other off. So I don't know if it works. Someone did tell me to try that because we do have several ant beds that are popping up always around the mailbox, and I see one over here where my blueberries are. So I said I was going to try to take some of the ants from the mailbox area and put them here and see what happens. But I know that last year I did try grits and that did not work. So I hope you definitely can get it up under control because I love nectarines. I definitely do. So again, happy Friday. Thank you all for joining. So I wanted to come on here today because I thought about y'all and I said, I gotta tell them this. We are going to talk about four, maybe five. I'll put in a bonus that I know for sure pollinator friendly plants that you can plant in your garden that will bring on the pollinators. And the reason why I wanted to come and talk to y'all about this today is because this weekend we're getting ready to plant out some pepper plants. And every time I plant out some of my fruiting vegetables like the bell peppers, I like to always put pollinator friendly flowers somewhere by those plants so that the bees and the pollinators don't have a long way to travel to pollinate my fruit so that I can get more fruit. So that's why I wanted to come on and talk to you today about that. Now, you don't necessarily have to be growing things like tomatoes and peppers. Some people just like to plant a pollinator friendly garden just to bring on pollinators and beneficial insects, because a lot of the things that we plant, we need the bees. We definitely need the bees, and so we want to try to keep them coming back. We've already started seeing different type of bees and pollinators emerging here, but I want to just tell you over the years. Now I'm going to talk about four. Only one of them I have not planted, and I may just give a bonus depending on the time. But I can definitely tell you that they do bring on the bees, and you all make sure that you interact and comment and let me know, have you planted in any of these plants before? And then also, if you have some suggestions, make sure you put it in the comments, because again, it's hundreds of plants that you can grow that are pollinator friendly. I can think about 10 off the top of my head, but these for me have been easy to grow, not too much maintenance. One of them, let's go ahead and get into the first one first. One of them, I had a slight powdery mildew problem, but we got that up under the control. So if you're just joining us on IG and YouTube, we're going over four plants that you can plant in your garden. You don't have to be planting vegetables, but just that are pollinator friendly. Let's bring on the pollinators. So the first one is bee balm. Bee balm. And if you looked at my post today, or if you've seen my post on IG, that was the bee balm that we grew last season. And I like bee balm because its name. Bees are all around, and then a lot of people use bee balm in teas, and then when you rub the leaves, they smell so good. Now, since I got that bee balm from a garden center, I didn't start my seeds, and it was a commercial bee balm. I did not use it in teas, but I did put it in the garden by my plants to encourage pollinators, and it was just so pretty. And they got about, I want to say it's all different types of bee balms, but this one maybe got about 24 inches long. So bee balm is a great plant to plant in your garden to encourage those beneficial pollinators. Second plant that you can plant is borage. That is an herb. Some people also call it the bee balm. It depends. So the question is it a perennial? It depends on your zone. Now, what I will tell you is it did not come back for us. I didn't see anything popping up, but what I will tell you, let me rephrase that. What I will tell you is we had so many weeds popping up that I was just pulling stuff. I just started So now is a time where we have a lot of our annual and perennial weeds that are popping up in the bed. So I'm just trying to keep those cool. But in some places, it is a perennial. But it did not come back for us this year, but I do have some seeds, and I'm going to start bee balm from seeds because I know that the bees love it. So that's why they get their name, bee balm, because it is true. Not only are they pretty, not only do they smell good, not only is it good for tea, if you grow it, if you like grow it from seed or get it from a garden center that you know has not sprayed it with any chemicals, then you can definitely use it for tea. And so the second one, number two is borage, which is an herb. And it's also called the starflower. I actually planted some and they were the little bluish purple flowers. You can pull those off and they taste like cucumbers. It's also an annual here in our area, but I think I went on one of the websites. They also have borage in white now, but it's a really pretty flower. The bees love it. And then if you just want to, y'all know how I am on salad. I eat salad just about every day, or at least 6 times. At least 5 to 6 days out of the week, whether it's a side salad or a salad as an entree, I have some type of leafy greens somewhere. But it is so pretty when it's growing and you pick those little blue flowers. And if you don't have any cucumbers, that's perfect. Pick those flowers because they have a cucumber taste. Now, I saw a comment, borage is a medicinal plant. Yes, it is. A lot of people they extract the oil from it, but they do have medicinal qualities. They do. But I loved like pulling off those little blue flowers and just dressing up my salad with it. It was so pretty. You can steep the leaves for tea. Okay, so you can steep the tea for leaves. Hold on. I finally learned how to do my comments when it comes up, y'all, on YouTube. So hooray for me. Okay, you can steep the leaves for tea and use it as a sedative. Oh wow, that's good. They also make oil from the seeds. Okay, I remember reading about the oil for borage, but it is it's a very good plant to grow that will bring on the beneficial pollinators. So let's go over again. Okay, you said steep the flowers. Okay, so let's go over again for all of you who have joined. We're going over 4, and depending on the time, maybe a bonus 5 of uh, plants that you can grow that will bring on the pollinators in your garden. Remember, it does not matter if you're planting vegetables. You can just plant a pollinator friendly garden for the beneficial pollinators. Okay, so first one was bee balm, and the second one was borage. Number three, this is also a plant that has medicinal qualities as well, and that is calendula. Calendula brings on the bees. We have a whole flat. I'm going to show y'all in a minute. I'm going to run around and show you in a minute. We planted last year, but calendula, some people call it pot marigold. You can definitely plant that, and it's like the bees just kind of use that as a pillow, and it definitely brings on the pollinators. And what I have found is the Resina calendula is, I would say, I'm not going to give any priority over one, but that is better. Like if you want to make calendula oil or if you want to make tea, the Resina variety calendula is the best. But they have so many varieties. They have we grew strawberry blonde last year, and I think we're also growing one this year that's called Zeo Lights. So I'm going to run around real quick and show y'all the calendula. Not only am I growing it for the pollinators, but I'm also growing it to make the calendula salve, and we also use it to make calendula tea as well. So hold on, it'll take me like 3 seconds. Okay, so we just planted them, and I hope you all can see, but here is our I was bottom watering it too. Here is our calendula. So we have a whole flat. This is a flat of 128 plants of calendula. So we have those planted, but this is a great plant, and I'm on IG and YouTube, so I'm just going back and forth so you all can see. Um, but they're starting to get their true leaves now, and then we're going to plant them out in the garden. But calendula is a great flower to grow if you are looking to bring in beneficial flowers. And remember, we're talking about easy things that are easy as well. So calendula is very easy to grow. Now, what I will tell you is that since we're so hot, we're zone 8B, that a lot of times I plant it in an area that will get just a little bit of afternoon shade. That and my nasturtium. They love full sun, but since we're so hot here and the sun is so hot, they also benefit from a little bit of afternoon shade. So that is another easy plant that you can grow that will bring on the pollinators. Okay, so let's talk about number 4. Now this is the one that I told you I have never grown. So if you've grown it before, comment below. Let us know, have you noticed the difference with the pollinators? So the next one is milkweed. I do see it at the garden centers, or I saw it last year, but I didn't get it. But milkweed is another pollinator friendly plant that you can grow. So y'all comment below and let us know, have you grown milkweed? I'm going to go through the comments both on IG and YouTube and see. Okay, so we don't have any comments yet, but milkweed is another one that is pollinator friendly. They really are pretty. The ones that they had in the garden center last year were like an orange and yellow, but I've also seen them like a pink and white. So that is also another plant that you can grow that will bring on the pollinators. So let's go over real quick the 4, and then I'm going to give y'all a bonus that I know for sure bring on pollinators. So the first one that we talked about was the bee balm. And the bee balm loves the bees, and it's very easy to grow. The only problem I had last season was a little bit of powdery mildew, is because it was so humid. It's very humid here. Also, the second one is borage, which is a herb that the bees love. Number 3 is the Resina calendula. You don't have to grow Resina, but if you want to use it to make like a calendula salve or use it in tea, those have like the highest, how can I say it, like the highest properties for that. But we also grow strawberry blonde. We're growing zeolites. It's so many types of beautiful calendula that you can grow. And then the other one was the milkweed. So you can grow milkweed. So that's 4. And the last one that I know and is coming back up, this is a perennial for us in our area. But okay, so real quick, Oasis Garden 1235 say milkweed and bee balm. Okay, is it easy to grow milkweed and bee balm from seed? I read for milkweed we have to freeze the seeds. I have never, that's the one that I have never grown before. We always see it at the garden center. But the bee balm, to me, I bought it at the garden center last season, but I do have seeds that we're going to go ahead and plant out. And so I've never started them from seed. I've always bought them, but I'll definitely let you know. We're going to soil block we'll soil block the bee balm and see how that comes up. But I'm excited to have it in the garden. I love having it. Just like, it looks like fireworks to me. I love bee balm, and I love, with all herbs, just kind of taking my hand and, smelling my hand all day long while I'm out here. I'm smelling sage, I'm smelling peppermint, I'm smelling rosemary. So I love growing herbs, I guess, just to smell. But the last bonus one that I know for a fact, and we've started these from seeds as well. We've also bought some, but they're a perennial for us, and they are coming back up, and I see them. And that is Echinacea or coneflower. I don't know, it's something about that little, you know how the coneflower comes up with that little bristly point, and then it kind of comes down. Something about the bees is like they just like to lay there and take a nap for some odd reason. Lots of bees. We planted the echinacea by the butterfly pea flowers, and all you saw were bees all around together. It was like amazing. Um, my family doesn't come out there because I'm not, unless a bee is like aggressive, and the carpenter bees are to me. I pay them no mind. I tell them to go ahead and you pollinate all of my stuff. But they won't come out if the bees are out for some odd reason. And like I tell people, I think the bees are more afraid of us than we are of them. You know, it's when you start swatting and going on, that's when they think that they're under attack. So echinacea or coneflower is a good one. Now they have so many beautiful, colorful varieties of the coneflower at the garden center. I put a few on IG and on our garden tours last season, but we also grow the common, what they call Echinacea purpurea for, different teas and things like that. So we have about, I want to say, three different varieties of Echinacea that we grow. And as a matter of fact, the one in the front was white. The other one I think is Cheyenne Spirit, and then the regular Echinacea purpurea. But that is a good one to have in your garden to bring on the beneficial pollinators. Okay, Katrina, bee balm from seed is so hard for me. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm not going to say it's easy for me too, because I've never bought them from seed. I bought them from start, but we're gonna try. That's all. That's all I can say. We're gonna try. We're gonna journal. We're gonna document, and we are going to see um, how they turn out. Because I definitely want bee balm in my garden as for the bees. So let me go through the chat really quick, and then we're gonna recap, and then we'll just go back. So for all of you who are joining us on YouTube, thank you so much. Welcome. Happy Friday, and make sure you type in the comments. What are you doing this weekend? Tell me what you are doing. I'm planting more flowers right now. Yes, Yankee sister. That is one of the reasons why I came on, and I'll recap in just a second. And then I saw one more comment that said, great chat. Thank you. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I always think about y'all, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm finna get on and talk about it. In IG land, make sure you tell me what you are doing this weekend. So for all of you that just joined us, I just wanted to come up. I just potted up some bulbs. What type of bulbs? Tell us what type of bulbs. D Jones, I want some rain. I want some rain so bad. It was 92. It's 92. It may be 90 degrees now. Can y'all see how I'm like glistening, breaking out in a sweat because it's so humid here? But it's 92 degrees, and it is 622. 622. 92 degrees. But again, we're going to get a little bit cooler. Not too much, but I'm welcoming the cooler weather because I don't want to, just skip over spring and go straight to summer. So I'm welcoming the cool weather, and I'm definitely welcoming the rain. And I also saw where my husband had joined the chat, and I hope he's still on because I'm waiting on him to also run the rest of my drip. So, Chris, if you're still watching, hey, maybe we can get that done this weekend. How about that? I just had to put that out there because I saw him join. So maybe we can get the drip done as well. Chris, put the comment in the chats if you think we can get that done. And for all of you, I'm glad somebody's brought up the weather. I hope everyone is safe. I saw earlier this week where parts of Mississippi, Alabama, northern Georgia got hit with a bad storm. So I hope you all, if you're in that area, I hope you all are okay and didn't receive a whole bunch of damage. How do I plant my echinacea seeds? Now, someone had asked me about echinacea. For me is I have to what's called cold stratify. So in the fall, what I do is I put the seeds in the freezer to simulate, like the cold weather, the winter, and then I put them in there for about 4 to 6 weeks in the freezer, and then I'll bring them out and plant them like inside and let them grow. But I've noticed when I plant echinacea seeds that I have to do what's called cold stratification, and that's basically just tricking the seed to think it's winter or however, or simulate you know, how it does in nature, so that it can pop back up in the spring. So we put them in the freezer for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then we start them off from seed. Chronic gardening is potting up peppers and flowers. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. And that is why I wanted to come on today. Okay, we have D. Jones that is also planting bulbs too. We have dahlias, oh, so beautiful. Gladiolus, bare root hybrid, tea roses. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And yes, our plants need a little bit of cool weather. Stay safe with the weather. Yeah, I bought out my water today because I'm like, I just may need it. It may not be like that for all echinacea. I just did that because I got the seeds from Johnny Seeds, and that was what they recommended on the back of the package, and I did it that way, and I had good results from doing it that way. If you're cold, if you stay in a climate that's probably already cold, remember we're in coastal Georgia, so we pretty much go from a mild winter straight to summer. So we don't have like a cold enough period. That's another reason why we can't. It is so hard for people to grow peonies, which is a flower that I love, in warmer zones because they just don't have a cold enough period. And so they said to do that on the back of the package. So that's what I have been doing like over the years when I start echinacea seeds. You may be able, if you stay in a cold enough zone, you may be able to like just plant them out in the fall where you're going to plant them at, and then they pop up in the winter. That's another thing with tulips. If y'all have not watched our spring garden tour after we get off the live, go check that out because we have volunteer tulips that are popping up. But I always have to, tulips are annual for us. I always have to buy more each year if I'm going to plant them. I did not plant any this year, and when I do, I always go with the company Color Blends because they pre-chill them for us and they send it to us around January because we just don't get cold enough for those bulbs to flower. Like if I go buy tulips at the store, they'll have the greenery on there, but the flower part won't be on there because it just doesn't stay cold enough long enough. So I got to pull the little volunteer tulips that came up because I seriously doubt if they will see if they'll bulb up like they did last year. They were really pretty, but we had to get them pre-chilled, and a lot of times I want to, and I don't have to get them pre-chilled. Like, you know how some people have like a second refrigerator or space in their refrigerator? Like, I could go buy them at the store, but I would have to buy them in the fall and put them in a refrigerator or a spare refrigerator, which I don't have, and let them stay in there for about 8 to 12 weeks, like down in that crisper drawer. I could do it that way, but our crisper drawer stays full like all the time. Like right now, nothing else can go in there. How deep do you plant your echinacea seeds? The rule of thumb for planting seeds is you want to plant, okay, so the echinacea seeds look like a little, to me, like a little arrowhead. So the rule of thumb is you always plant twice as deep as the seed. So it's not really deep. It's not deep. I just kind of put them. I'll have to do I'll do a video when I plant echinacea seeds again because I do want to plant more of the Echinacea purpurea again, just so we can have all over. But I always start echinacea. It depends on the size of the seed. So let me just tell y'all this. If the seeds are really tiny, I prefer soil blocking so that I can see the seeds. But if the seeds like calendula or even coneflower, I will plant in the cell trays, and I always make, I wish I had, I will always make like a little indention, not too deep, and just put them in there. So you don't want to go too deep where it's not enough energy in the seed to make them sprout. So I always say about twice the size hole as the seed. But it's not deep. It's really not deep at all. I will tell you that. So the next time, it may be a little bit later because remember we have to cold stratify, so it may be like on down the line, but I'll make sure that I document that the next time that I plant them. so that I can show you how yeah, it takes it takes patience. For some odd reason, I love soil blocking because it just puts my mind in a zone, and it's just like, I don't know, that you know how some people is certain part of garden chores that they like doing. Now, I don't like weeding, I'll tell you that now. Some people say they like weeding because it is therapeutic for them. No, I don't. I get pissed off. I get pissed. I had to weed the other day, and it's like the weeds. If my plants could grow as fast as those weeds, I would be okay. Like, we had, now is a bad time for us with these weeds. We had so many weeds, and y'all know my struggle with the straw mulch with the grass seeds coming up. So the other day, we're just taking each part of the garden. The other day, I had to weed that garlic bed, and then I weeded again. I said, you know what? I have to put a timer on just to say that I've done some weeding, but I got a lot of more weeding that I have to do. Spring, we're not doing much this weekend in Texas Panhandle. We don't usually plant gardens until Mother's Day. Okay. And see, I just told somebody today, for us here in coastal Georgia, all my grandmother used to always say, after Good Friday, you're safe to like plant outside. Now, I've started seeds inside, but they always refer to like the cold snap for Easter, or Easter cold snap. So it is getting cool next week, but it's not cold enough to where it's going to like freeze or damage the plants. But we have always been told, and a lot of different zones are like that. And I've heard that too. Like, after Mother's Day, you're okay. For us, like right around Easter, after Good Friday for Georgia, you should be okay to plant. So I have a lot of planting to do, and y'all stay tuned. Make sure, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you are subscribed, because I'm gonna give y'all a little teaser since y'all are live today. Let me go over the comments real quick. More yard cleaning. I am with you, Yankee sister. Me and you both. We need to tackle this together with this yard cleaning. I have so much going on. Maybe putting up some new metal raised beds. I know that's going to be very pretty. And you have 3 purple cone flowers. Oh, I know that it's going to be gorgeous. I love cone flowers containing up from seed. That is amazing. Amazing. Okay, you're in zone 6A, so it is okay after Mother's Day for y'all. Oh wow. We have zone 4B after Memorial Day. That's the magical day for the garden. So yeah, it's all different types depending. It's all different dates that we go by depending on where we live. But if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do, y'all, because I did something. I'm gonna show y'all a little sneak peek now since you are on since you're on live. But I messed up the other day, and I say it on my video. I hope to get it out Sunday. I had an appointment in Savannah, and my husband and I, we went to lunch. We didn't go inside, but you know, we just sat there and we ate. And we were driving 2 separate cars, and I told him, I said, I'm right behind you. I'm coming. But the restaurant was right across the street from, you know, the 2 main stores. Okay, the 2 main stores. So I said, you know, I got enough plants at home, things I'm starting for seed from seed. Let me just go in here and see what they have. Well, first of all, I saw the truck putting out new plants. So you know what that means for me. Like, anytime they put out new plants, that is my go, because I don't know. I feel like the plants talk to me and they say, "Could you please take me home?" Because they're not going to water and feed me like I'm supposed to. So let me just show y'all 2 things I got, and just make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you'll see the rest of the stuff that I got. But I had absolutely no business picking up these plants. But when I tell you they just put them out, y'all, look at this. And we have some hanging baskets that these are going to be perfect for. I don't know if the sun is what's going on, but this is the Super Bells Cherry Star Calibracoa. It looks more pink. It says Cherry Star, but to me, because y'all know pink is one of my favorite flower colors, it looks a pink to me. But I just like the yellow throat and the yellow stripes in it. Okay, and then, all right, one more, and y'all got to make sure you subscribe. I'm gonna get this video up Sunday if everything is going okay with my computer. But look at this. This is petunia, and it's called Night Sky. I grew these last year, and they are really very pretty. I just like, it looks to me like a tie-dye effect, but I had no business picking up these plants. 90% of the plants that I picked up, I do know where I'm going to put them. The other 10%, I just saw them taking them out and they looked fresh, and they just told me to take them home. So yeah, just that video is coming out Sunday and you can see everything. Yeah, Yankee sister, I do, and that's why I don't even know why I talked myself into saying I set my own self up because I knew what I was doing, and the weather was really pretty. And here in coastal Georgia, and probably where you're at too, y'all comment below, when the weather starts to look beautiful, everybody just comes out and they start planting, and they just get excited because it's been winter forever, it's cold, and it's like things are starting, including pollen, things are starting to awake and bloom, and it just looks so good. So I know I shouldn't have did it, but they're gonna look good in the garden, okay, y'all. They're gonna look really good. And the bad thing about it is I done planned me another trip. Like, that's not my favorite garden center. It's one about 45 minutes away that is my absolute favorite. Every time I go there, they just have somebody loves plants that works there. I will tell you that somebody loves plants, and you can tell it. And all of their stuff looks so pretty, and they always have different varieties that you don't see like at my local garden center. Never see those. I always see just, I don't know. So yeah, stay tuned. But I've planned another trip this weekend. Like, I really need to go. No, what I'm going to do is, I never have any business yep. But you know what I say, if that's if that is what people want to fault me for, buying plants, then I'll take it, because I don't bother anybody. I just like to buy my plants. So I appreciate y'all joining me today. So I see we had a lot of people on IG and YouTube to join. So I'm just going to recap, and we're going to wrap everything up. So this weekend, and thank you all for sharing everything that you're doing this weekend. So this weekend, I am going to plant our peppers out. And we have specifically paprika peppers that we're growing so we can like grow and grind into a spice. And I thought about it as I figured out where I'm going to plant them. But then what I was thinking about is what plant that brings on the pollinators, because for all of my fruiting plants like eggplant, tomato, peppers, watermelon, squash, I like to plant flowers somewhere in the vicinity for the pollinators to have, so that they can also pollinate my peppers, my tomatoes, whatever fruiting plant that I have. And I like to plant it close so that they don't have too far to travel to make me have lots of vegetables and fruits, this garden season. So I just wanted to go over 4 with a bonus 5 of easy pollinator friendly plants that you can grow in your garden. Now again, I have grown all of them except for one, and that's the milkweed. But we did have somebody on here say that they've grown milkweed before too. I have seen it at the garden center, so maybe I will give it a try this garden season as well. But number 1 is bee balm. That is an easy one to grow, and the name speaks for itself. You will find lots of bees. If you grow it from seed, you can also use it for teas. If it's grown commercially, I don't do it that way. I just let the bees have fun and make sure that we grow organically. Number 2 was borage. It's also an herb. It is great if you don't have cucumbers and you like the flavor of cucumbers. You can take the little blue flower and put them in your salad and have a cucumber taste. And again, I've also seen where they have white now. I've seen it, I want to say on Baker Creek. I'm not for sure, but I saw where they had white borage as well. Number 3 is calendula. Now, if you want to grow calendula to make calendula salve or to make teas, the Resina calendula, which is the variety, that is one that has like the higher medicinal qualities in it. But we still grow all of them. Again, we grow the I'm going to tell you what we got, because it's sitting right here. We got a flat of 128, and I do not know I do not know where, well, yes, I do. I know where most of them are going to go. I'm going to set these about 8 inches apart. But this is all of the calendula babies that we have. But we have Rosina, we have Zeolites, um, we have Strawberry Blonde, we have something that's called a sherbet, which is like a, I think it's like a yellow and a light orange, kind of when you think of like orange sherbet. And this is called Ivory Princess, which is kind of like a beige color. So we're growing lots of different types of calendula, but I'm telling y'all, the bees love this. It's like they use that little flower as their bed, like they're all over it. So that's another, and it's very easy to grow. Depending on the zone, we're in zone 8B. So if it's hot like it is here in coastal Georgia, it does benefit from a little bit of afternoon shade. They do love full sun, but we got a different sun here. Let me put my tag back in here because y'all know I'll forget. I'm going to label them when I plant them out. Okay, and then the other one is, okay, what did we go over, y'all? We went over milkweed, borage, calendula, bee balm, and our bonus one was coneflower. And they just love to lay on that little orangish looking cone up there. The bees love that. Calendula is also, depending on how you grow it, they have like a Cheyenne spirit that has like the red, orange, and yellow. That's really pretty. But they also have the Echinacea purpurea, which is also used, you know, in teas and different things like that. If you plan on growing it for the roots, y'all know how people have like Echinacea roots. I would say wait about 2+ years before you harvest them, because the roots are, you know, you want to give them enough time to get big enough in order to harvest. But you still can harvest like the petals and the plant and like use a tincture and different stuff and different stuff like that. Y'all know when it comes to teas, I can go on and on and on because I love drinking like the different teas. I prefer medicinal teas. Dolores, yes, she found the large pots at the Dollar Tree yesterday. If y'all have not seen that live where we got the big pots, I think they were 19 inches. Now somebody did reach out to me and told me to be careful when you put the holes in there because one of them cracked. It split on her. So I'll tell y'all too, be careful with the Dollar Tree pots, okay? Be careful with the Dollar Tree pots. They are good, especially if you're on a budget, especially if you're not sure if you want to expand, you're thinking about it, you want stuff to grow, but you know, still be careful when you're drilling like the holes in there. Even not even the Dollar Tree pots. I've cracked pots before. My husband gave me my own special drill that's mine because I want the same bit. I don't like keep looking for bits. I use a 1/2 inch drill bit and I want it to stay right there. So that's my own personal drill, plant pots drill, and nobody touch it. Nobody touch my drill. I found some too. Okay, so urban good and green found some pots too. Yes, 24 pots. I mean, you cannot, and I have a case, you cannot beat it because I shared with y'all on the video that I do want to expand. Like I want to expand. It's a Dollar Tree. It can crack 5 times and I'm still good. Yeah, right, Sherry. I mean, you cannot go wrong. Sherry, comment and let me know how your lettuce is growing. As a matter of fact, because I have not seen pictures lately. I hope y'all have harvested and ate it, and I hope you are excited to grow again this season. But I really wanted to get those pots because I want to extend just one more time. But since you know it's gotten warm now, when I extended the 3 raised beds that we did last season, like we had to get people to come in because we had the sprinkler set up. We had to get people to come in and move them so that they would not be in the way. And that's amazing. I ate it. Good. But we had to have people to come in, move the sprinkler heads, and so I don't feel like I have enough time for that right now. So that's why I got those big Dollar Tree pots, because we'll still line them up where I want to expand, but until I go about the right way of doing it, Like one season when we put a new garden bed in, what we did in the fall is we used some tarp, put tarp on there the whole fall slash winter, killed the grass, and then we went in, and made an expansion. So I don't have time for that right now. So that's why I'm using those Dollar Tree pots. $1, 19 inches. Somebody says they use a soldering. I just saw. Okay, I use a soldering iron to put holes in my plastic pots. Okay, cheap at Harbor Freights or Walmart. Thank you for sharing, Garden and Eden. That is a good thing to do because it'll put that heat in there without, how the drill is, without all the vibration and stuff like that. It'll put that hole in there, so that's a good idea. And we do have a Harbor Freights that is not far from us, that I'll definitely have to check that out. So we'll do that. But yeah, I got those because I'm going to expand, but I just want to grow that first until I go about doing it the right way. So my onions and garlic are growing now. Yes, 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 yes. That's amazing. And I'm so proud of Sherry, because I'm just gonna tell y'all a quick short story. Now I'm not gonna tell Sherry's business because I hear a lot of people that say this, like some people just say to themselves, I can't grow, and they think that. And I think if you say it enough, you'll really start to think that. But Sherry, she is like so amazing, and we go way back, but she has grown lettuce, she's growing onions now and garlic now, and she was one of the ones that say I can't grow nothing. And that's why I tell people, so if you're new, if you're thinking about gardening, if you're listening, I just encourage you first to just change your mindset. And I tell this to my kids all the time. You can do whatever you want to if you put your mind to it. To me, it's no such word as can't. And then a lot of people think that they when they kill a plant, that's it. I told you I couldn't grow. Let me tell y'all this. Honey, I am still killing plants to this day. I'm killing plants, and you're going to kill plants. And you're going to kill a lot of plants. But when you kill the plants, that just helps you to grow, and it helps you to get better. Because when you grow it again, you'll know what killed it. And then sometimes it's nothing you even have to do. And the plant just don't like the location. It just don't like, it don't like you. It don't like being there. I'm telling y'all, make sure you subscribe and watch my video because this is a classic example. I got some plants. One of them just died. All of them were in the same place. Two of them are flourishing. All of them was in the same place, and one of them just died. So I guess they say I don't like you and I don't like being here, so I'm gonna die. But that does not mean that I'm going to stop. I'm like, okay, well, you don't like it here. I accept that. You don't like me. That's fine. But my other two friends like me, and they're gonna get fed and watered really good, and they're gonna be so pretty. So I just want to encourage you. And if you have friends, if you have family that have said that they can't change, just tell them, change your mindset. Speak it into existence. I'm going to have a beautiful garden this year that's going to be flourishing, whether you want to have a flower, a vegetable, a combination of both. You can do it. Speak that stuff into existence. I know I can grow. I told y'all I'm going to have a market garden one day, and all of y'all are going to be invited. I don't know where it's going to be yet, but you're going to be all invited. I tell you that. You're going to be all invited, and you're just going to pick what you like, and so you can do it. So I'm going to get ready to go because what a great idea. I already drilled the holes. Yep, with that soldering gun. I am going to try that. I'm definitely going to try that because I know it's a pot that I cracked that wasn't even a Dollar Tree pot, messing around, like putting a whole bunch of pressure with my drill. Like I put a whole bunch of pressure on the drill, and it cracked the bottom. But I said, oh, I'm still gonna plant in it. Don't pick up the bottom. It's gonna get good drainage now with that with that crack. But I appreciate you all stopping by this Friday. Remember, we're gonna go live throughout the gardening season since it stays light longer. Every Monday at noon, and then every Friday at 6. If you have something you want to talk about, you want to discuss, make sure you contact me, DM me, send me a comment, send me an email, Anna@southernentertaining.com. and then we'll get on and chat about it. But most of the times, like today, when I get ready to do something and I start thinking about it, I want to just make sure that I share this stuff with y'all, especially if you're planting I mean, not potatoes, but tomatoes and peppers and watermelon and all those flowering fruits. Just put a couple of pollinator friendly plants out there and you will see the difference. They're going to love you. They won't have far to travel, and you will see a very big difference. I'm looking at the carpenter bees. I don't know what's going on with them, but not as good. Okay, I heard they are also at the Dollar Tree, but not as good. Okay, as Harbor Freights for about $8. That's not bad. $8 is not bad at all. Yes, thank you, Samantha. So on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you tune in Sunday. I'm gonna say Sunday at 6 p.m. I'm gonna put up my spring plant haul that I done messed up, y'all, and went and got more plants that I didn't need, but they are in a good home and they're going to have a good home. If you're on IG, make sure you follow us for all type of tips when we go live, and just different pictures that we put in the garden on a day-to-day basis. Spring is definitely summer. Summer is definitely here for us. And when drilling holes, I like to use a brad point bit. It is faster and cleaner. Okay, I'm going to ask my husband about that. Thank you, Samantha. Thank you so much for following us along on our journey. And I have a cutting garden right next to my vegetable garden. Plus, my daughter planted a butterfly garden this year. And Minimal Chris, can you not tell? Comment, and can you not tell the pollinators? Do you see the difference, like with your vegetable garden? I'm telling you, I used to plant, and the reason why I want to share this with y'all because I only used to plant like um if I'm planting vegetables, that's all I would plant. I wouldn't plant flowers in there. If I had flowers, it was on the other side or it was somewhere else. I never intermixed the two together until about a few years back when I read Lisa Mason Ziegler's book, Vegetable Loves Flowers. And I start intermixing the vegetables and the flowers, and I'm telling you, I saw the difference. It's like last year, it was so many, not only bees, but like we have black and blue salvia, the hummingbirds, like it was just so many different pollinators that came around, and I loved it, and I let them do their thing, and we just had such an abundance. And I hope that we'll have the same. We will have the same abundance this year. Hello from the Virgin Islands. Yes, yes, yes. I have zinnias near my zinnias. That's another, and that's why I said at the beginning, it's so many pollinator friendly plants. But y'all, zinnias are so pretty. We are going to start them up too. Like they're just so pretty to look at in the garden, and that is a beautiful plant to have right alongside your vegetables if you're growing vegetables as well. Yes, yes, yes. So last year was the first time growing food. Okay, so you read the book from Lisa too. I read it. That really changed my perspective, and I'm like, why not intermix them together? And not only does it look pretty, it's just so full of color. And y'all know, before all of this stuff happened, whoever dropped by, they were about to get a garden tour because I was proud of my space. I was proud of the color. And so they didn't even like it. They didn't even want to go in the garden. They might have came. You're gonna get a garden tour. You're gonna come look at these flowers and these vegetables. Everybody that came here. And they were nice. They act like, yeah, that's really nice. I know they weren't interested, but you're gonna see the work that I have put into this garden. So you're getting a garden tour. But again, y'all have fun this weekend. Thank you again so much for joining us. Make sure, if you want to be notified when we go live, Monday at 12 noon, Fridays at 6 p.m. all Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you text the word Let's Grow to 474747. Text the word Let's Grow to 474747. You'll be notified not only when we go live, when we have specials, when we have giveaways. So make sure you do that. And then if you're new to gardening, if you know someone who wants to get into gardening, on Instagram, make sure you go to the link in the bio and download the free ebook, 5 Tips to a Flourishing Garden. And make sure you do that so that you can get on our email list as well. But it's also some basic five, like, you know how they say back to basics, five back to basics things that you can learn so you don't get frustrated, because that's not what we're here to do. We're not here to get frustrated with gardening and want to quit. We're here to go on a gardening journey, and we're going to go on it together. And yes, Yankee says you got to do it. I mean, Garden of Eden. Yeah, you're going to do a garden tour now. I'll try to, yeah, send me some pictures, because that's what I was going to say. Now people are going to, they get texts from me, like my dad, my stepmom, my mom. Honey, let me tell y'all, when I grew those carrots, and everybody got a picture. You're gonna get a picture. So since you can't go on a garden tour now, you're gonna get a picture of what we're growing in the garden. And then I make sure I tell them, go look at the video, so that way you can be just like you're here in the garden. In the garden. I know people like, what is wrong with her? You're gonna, since you can't get a tour, you're gonna get a picture, and you're gonna get a reminder email to go look at our YouTube video. So thank you, and thank you, Rustic Dove, for sharing this information. Again, if y'all know somebody, share it with them. We're gonna have a great gardening season, and so y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. I'm gonna see how the weekend goes. I feel like I am gonna do just a, early morning, get up by myself at 7, do a quick run, and come back and get in the garden. We'll see. We'll see. But again, plant those pollinator friendly plants, and then it's also so many more that you can plant as well. So y'all take care, be safe, and we'll talk again soon. Bye, y'all.